Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eyes. Rest your head close to my heart, never to part, baby mine. Little one, when you play, ain't no heed what they say. Let your eyes sparkle and shine, never fear, baby mine. If they knew all about you, they'd end up loving you too. All those same people scold you, what they give just for right to hold you. From your head down to your toes, you're not much good as snow, but you're so precious to me, sweet as can be, baby, you're mine.
So, good evening. As I said, my name's Jo. This is my friend and colleague Sue, and these are my colleagues Liam and Millie at the back. Sue will be leading our service today, but I just wanted to do a short introduction. I lead the team here at Cannock Chase Crematorium, and I'd like to start by extending a really warm welcome to all of you, from all of us, and to thank you for joining us today. I also want to take this opportunity to say a warm welcome to anyone who's watching us from the comfort of their own home after this evening. We are having the service recorded so that people can be watching it, so welcome to all of you. We've got 3 hopes for our service this evening. The first one is that all of you here today recognise that you're not alone. The experience of losing a baby in pregnancy or shortly after birth is a really lonely experience. You'll have spent many weeks, months, maybe even years, looking at those around you getting on with their lives and wanting to scream, "Don't you know what I'm going through?" And baby loss impacts on so many of your family and your friends, and often their grief is overlooked. But we hope that by looking around this room today, you don't feel so alone. And all the people sitting here today have some small understanding of what you're experiencing. And while of course we understand that every baby loss is completely unique, we hope that you can gain some comfort from the fact that you aren't alone. Just look around you. There are many professionals who you can turn to for help, and as we exit this evening after the service through our waiting room, there are lots of leaflets available that you can take with you if you think they'll help. The second thing we want to achieve this evening, if we can, is to pay tribute to all of you in this room, to your amazing strength and courage. You've all been changed by the experience of losing your baby. Some of you have had to support your baby when they've lost their baby, and the pain of a grandparent is often not recognised. So we want to say, as you go through this journey of loss, be kind to yourselves and recognise just what a great job you're doing. And thirdly, we're gathered to celebrate the life of your baby, and in some cases your babies. We want to remember what they gave you in the short time that you carried them in your womb or you cradled them in your arms. I've been really privileged in this job to meet many young parents who've experienced the loss of a son or a daughter way too soon. And the one thing that's really struck me is how they're able to find such positivity from such a dark and hopeless experience. One couple told me recently of just how much their daughter had taught them in her short life. And that's really stayed with me. That's remarkable. So let's try and hold on to that thought this evening. And I'm going to hand over to Sue before I go to pieces. Thank you.
Thank you, Jo. Well, welcome to you all. It really is my privilege to be conducting this ceremony for all of you and for the dear little souls that have been lost. We're all gathered here today to remember the life of our dearly loved little ones, a life so fleeting that this precious person and everything that they were and that they could have been can only live on within our hearts. Little ones that lived inside their mums, little ones that were known to their mum and dad who were already in love with them, right from that first ecstatic realisation of their existence. Known to the family that was ready to welcome them. Some of these babies never took their first breath. Some of these babies entered the world, but only for the shortest of time. But already they were loved, and their spirit was connected to everyone that had waited to share their journey of life. The great sadness of this situation can never take away the wonder and the love of this special time. And we all know that our babies will be remembered always in happy times and in celebrations over the years that have passed since, and indeed in the years that are before us. So this evening we give testimony to the power of that brief life, the life that they had on this earth. And we gather first to remember and to acknowledge the loss of love that should have grown into tomorrows, deepening and maturing through joy and conflict, to recognise the empty spaces in a home that had once been prepared so that a new life might take his or her place amongst their family, to mourn for the opportunities that baby would no longer have, to smell a flower, to walk in the snow, to play on the shore. And while there was sadness for the loss of this new life, there was also sadness for the loss of hopes not realised. But with the sadness of loss, we come also in gratitude, thankful for the gift of love and humanity that baby gave to all who were touched by their presence. Thankful for the difference baby has made in the lives of so many who invested their skills and their hearts in their efforts to keep that baby with us. Thankful for the power of love that issued from baby's very being. For babies lost were never touched by fear. They were never cold, never hungry, never alone. And most importantly, they knew love. Thus, with tears of memory, of loss, and of gratitude, we have grown through an ending into a beginning. to have let go of the physical presence of baby and, with memories and treasures gathered up for the journey, gain strength for moving through the days that followed, and indeed the days that still lie ahead. And I would like to invite Jo now with a letter, one that attests to the continuing presence of a dearly loved little one.
With this poem, I want to represent family members who come after the loss of a baby, because baby loss impacts on us too. It's called A Letter to Michael. Dear Michael, we have never met, but I think of you often. If you had lived, I would not have been born. I hope as your sister I've done you proud, and I will always speak your name. Your short life was tough and you fought an impossible battle, but you were loved, and we will always speak your name. You have taught us that you don't have to walk on this earth to impact it. Your legacy lives on, and we will always speak your name. When we spoke of Dad's life at his funeral, as his son, you were part of his story, and we placed a rose on his coffin from you, and we spoke your name. You're part of our family moving forward, and you have nephew with Michael as his middle name. My children all know your story, and when I'm not here, they will speak your name.
Thank you, Jo. In our hearts, baby lives on, cherished in thoughts and forever remembered. So we are here to mark the treasured lives of all the sons and daughters that changed our lives forever. And in our tribute to them, we remember their first gift, given by proud parents, their names. If your baby was lost before a name was even thought of, please bring to mind your own name, your family name. This is your baby's blessed heritage. Your baby was and is a part of you. The mention of my child's name may bring tears to my eyes, but it will never fail to bring music to my ears. If you really are my friend, let me hear the beautiful music of my baby's name. It soothes my broken heart and sings to my soul. Speak the name. Give my name without a hint of fear. Give my name though it may cause a tear. And I will grow within my name and also in your heart, not to be forgotten, the life which shared yours for a precious moment in time. And so, to speak the precious names of all our special little people, we turn once more to Jo.
We come today to remember baby Jonathan, baby Jessica, baby Jordan, baby Ellis, baby Leo, baby Billy, baby Nicole. This evening, we want to remember Daniel Bennett, Bonnie Ray Brazier, Charlie J. Brindley, Baby Burke, Robin Carr, and Alfie James Dunn. We're also thinking this evening of Charlotte Phoebe Finnegan, Ruby Jane Fisher, Baby Foster, Cameron Lloyd Goddard, Harley Lee Groves, Anakin James Groves, Baby Guy. Let us also think of Theo Jackson, Michael Kelsall, Bob Masters and Bubba Masters, Oscar Montier, Chase Silver Ocean, Michael John Partridge, Baby Pebble, Kieran William Shaw, and Sam Graham Wilkinson.
These are my footprints, so perfect and so small. These tiny footprints never touch the ground at all. Not one tiny footprint, for now I have my wings. These tiny footprints were meant for other things. You will hear my tiny footprints in the patter of the rain, gentle drops like angel tears of joy and not from pain. You will see my tiny footprints in each butterfly's lazy dance. I'll let you know I'm with you if you give me just the chance. You will see my tiny footprints in the rustle of the leaves. I will whisper names into the wind and call each one that grieves. Most of all, these tiny footprints are found in Mummy and Daddy's hearts. Because even though I'm gone now, we will never truly part. In more recent times, the tragic loss of a baby is better acknowledged, and our culture has become more receptive to the undeniable need for intense grief of both mum and dad. But this loss goes further and is deeply grieved by grandparents, aunts, uncles, relatives, and friends. It is a loss that never leaves. It might, through time, be better stored away so that those left grief-stricken can move on to lead their lives. But it will always remain, to be revisited, often unexpectedly. This heartbreak is a treasured pain. It is a direct connection to that lost, loved soul. There are traditions in other parts of the world that recognise a time of grieving for a little one as a very, very special time. A person in the embrace of this exceptional grief is considered most wakened, most holy. There's a sense that when someone is struck by the sudden lightning of this loss, he or she stands on the threshold of the spirit world. Or whatever your beliefs, this observes the very essence of being human and of being in deep connection through love. The prayers of those who grieve are considered especially strong, and it is proper to ask for help through prayer, or meditation, or silence with oneself. Within this depth of grief, there is no layer of protection, nothing left to defend. For that time being, there can only be acceptance of the reality of loss, and there is no clinging to the past or grasping at the future. In the groundless openness of sorrow, there is a wholeness of presence and a deep natural wisdom. And this is your baby's gift to you. Well, during our next piece of music in dedication and with love to all our babies, you're invited to come forward and hang the heart with your baby's name or your family name on the trees here on the catafalque. Should you need a little more time and would like to give this some more thought, there is also a tree in the waiting room just outside through which we're going to be passing as we make our way out today. And you are most welcome to write something on your heart and hang it there. The trees and all their names will be kept and displayed in our reception area until the end of November. And so as we play this piece, please, in your own time, come forward. Thank you. Well, here to represent this evening all the dads, I would like to welcome Liam to come forward to read for us Little Snowdrop.
The world may never notice if a snowdrop doesn't bloom, or even pause to wonder if the petal falls too soon. But every life that ever forms or ever comes to be touches the world in some small way, for all eternity. The little one we longed for was swiftly here and gone, but the love that was then planted is a light that still shines on. And though our arms are empty, our hearts know what to do. For every beating of our hearts says that we love you.
Thank you, Liam. And Joe, I'd like you to step forward, please.
Oh gosh, I don't know about all of you, but I think we need a very tiny moment of lightening the mood a little. We've had a lovely, generous donation of a hamper here from Mid-Counties Co-op in Cannock. And earlier today, I put a compliment slip. It's about this big. It's got our logo on, and it's on one of the chairs on the wooden panel underneath. But I notice that it's on a chair that's not sat by. So if you want to have a look at the chair you're on, but also the chairs around you, perhaps in front of you and behind you, and see if you can see a brown piece of paper with the Cannock Chase logo on the piece of wood where the hymn books normally sit. Perhaps the chairs in front of you and the chairs behind you. Well, we did say, we had a chat earlier when we realised no one was sitting in the chair, and we did say that whoever is the nearest, so I'm really sorry because you spotted it, but whoever's the nearest, and in that case it's you two, the hamper's yours at the end of the evening. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Well, it's always hard to reach out. We often have an unwarranted demand on ourselves to be strong and see an emotional shattering as a weakness. Well, there is no weakness, just a human condition born of love. There are many support groups and networks, communities of people from all walks of life that come together in circumstances like this. Professional organisations and individuals that can make a real difference and are available for those who seek help in whatever degree or form. Well, at the end of this ceremony, you're invited to pass through into the waiting room where you will find information and contact details for many of these organisations. And as mentioned here, there is another opportunity should you wish to hang a heart in the waiting room. Well, the pain of loss is always individual and without measure. We hope that this gathering has brought some comfort and even a shared spirit to know that you are not alone. May you find strength and support in your love for one another, and may you all find peace within yourselves. Thank you all for being here today and wishing you all a safe onward journey.
You Someday wish upon a star with open arms so far behind. Be where trouble lives like lemon drops high above the chimney top. It's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Blue girls fly, the dream that you did to oh why can't I hope someday you wish upon a star with open arms of love behind. Trouble is leveling drop high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dream that you did to why, oh why can't I
When you are ready, we'll be leaving by the exit here. Thank you all.